I want to switch off my brain and let go of working so hard, trying to figure out what action to take. We want you to do that too. We want you to switch off your brain when you are feeling negative emotion. And we want you to be turned on, tapped in, tuned in. We want you to focus with specifics and detail when you're feeling good. Because nothing is more delicious than to be actively involved in the delicious details of your time and space as you are experiencing the satisfaction of motion forward on topic after topic. We want you to know when you want to turn it off, and we want you to know when you want to turn it on. Last week, someone asked the question about a word. We defined it from the top half of the scale and the bottom half of the scale. And the word was this feeling of compulsiveness, a feeling of compulsive thought. Where is it on the emotional scale, you ask? And we said, well, if you're on the upper half of the scale, if you're feeling good, then that feels like passion. But if you're on the lower half of the scale, it could feel like hatred or jealousy. The law of attraction brings more thoughts like the one you're thinking to you to think about. So you want to know when to focus into more momentum or when to focus and how to focus into less momentum without becoming so extreme at that they label you mentally ill. We don't want you to withdraw from life in order to get away from the agony of resistance. We want you to move within the emotional scale with an understanding that it is a gauge to understand how well you are fitting with who you really are, with the buoyancy and the well-being of who you really are. You said, I want to switch off my brain and let go of working so hard, trying to figure out what action to take, going to the extreme detail of overthinking. Instead, I want to smile and relax and know that I don't need to know all the details. Consider this. Consider letting your dominant intent for focus be to focus upon thoughts that feel good. What about that? And then consider this. When thoughts feel good and you're focused upon them, the law of attraction will bring more good feeling thoughts, and the details will be vivid, and you will know it when you see it. See if you can feel with us how this all works, how you've been, without even knowing it, putting details into your vortex. Details such as, I want to feel good, and I prefer that to that, and this to that, and this to that, and this to that. And so here is this swirling energy of attraction and expansion and becoming. It's a womb of desires in gestation, getting ready to, in essence, be born into your physicality where you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. It's in the state of becoming. Your entire work, the conscious work that we desire for you and that you desire from us in explanation, is to get into that mode where you understand the reality of this vortex and you're eager for the surprise and delight of the vibrational reality taking form in a way that you know it when you'll see it. So don't get mixed up about what part of the process that you want to do the heavy-duty thinking in. Life makes you think and consider and choose. It just does. And the choices are real. And your inner being knows them and holds them and focuses upon them with no resistance and creates an environment of attraction, which means everything that life causes you to want is in the process of becoming, even though you may not be in the current readiness of receiving it or of knowing it. You can't know it and see it because you're not there yet, because you're hateful or you're worried or you're insecure or you're fearful. You can't see the contents of your vortex from the bottom half of the emotional scale, but it exists just the same. So you want your vocabulary, your communication, you want your deliberate focus upon details to, as much as you can, to come from the upper half of the emotional scale. And when you feel these discouraged, unpleasant, not good feeling emotions, that's when you want to defocus, de-emphasize, withdraw from thought, look for fewer details. Oh, you can become so obsessed with the details from the lower half of the scale, and the law of attraction will fill your life and your relationships full of unwanted things. But when you understand this process, and you just got to be getting closer and closer to it, because we are explaining it to you in such vivid detail. If you could just hear us when we say, when you feel bad, do your best to shut down, and when you feel good, give as much attention to the good feeling things and suggestions and ideas and people as you can. And you'll know it when you see it. You don't want every life to be full of so many manifestations that you just don't know what to do with them. Like a kid in an affluent environment on Christmas morning or on birthday morning when so many things are being offered to you all at once, and you're ripping them open, and there they all are, and they're all just so wonderful, and you don't know what you want to give your attention to first because there's just too much. It's all consuming, it's overwhelming. You don't want the contents of your vortex to dump into reality all at once. You may think you do, but you do not. You want it to come forward in ways that you can savor it and digest it and know it when you see it, revel in it, and remember the details of how it got there, and appreciate it and love it and bless it and know it and swoon with it and be with it and devour it and love it. That's what you want, you see? And that's how this is all set up. Step one, so that you can do your asking as life helps you to ask. And then your inner being standing in your vibrational reality, in your vortex, giving undivided attention with no resistance to what you are wanting while it takes form just like the baby in the womb. While you are doing your best amongst your life experiences to focus where it feels best, to position yourself, to be more aware and observant, so that you will see more and know more of what you see, and smell more and know of what you smell, sense more and enjoy what you are sensing, standing in this place of love and worthiness and receptivity of the beautiful life experience that you deserve, that you came to experience.